What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. So I did a reaction to the John Bravo video, and lately I've been having problems on this channel where everything's turning red or yellow and they don't want to monetize it. And I put it up for review, and then I say, you know what, I'll just redo the video because there is a lot of violence in the video. And I know that John Bravo himself has been having problems with the video, and I'm not trying to give YouTube a hard time. And you know what? I'm just gonna talk about it. So you guys, if you want to see the footage, more of the footage, go to John Bravo. Shout out to John Bravo. Tell him thank you for all the good work. He's doing all the great content. He is, when it comes to this incident with Wes Watson, he's got his finger on the pulse. He's got all the inside information. He's got it unlocked. Now, things are bad. Things are very bad for Wes Watson. When I was reacting to the video, it jumped out to me immediately. I mean, I'm going to play a clip for you in a second, right? And let you guys hear whatever you hear. I know what I heard the first time. I was surprised that John Bravo missed it, but let me just get to it.
Get your ass for California. Get your ass for California.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it with your own ears. That's Wes Watson's voice. In the video, he struck the guy with the belt, and then he struck him a second time, and that's the part I clipped. And when he struck him, he said, "Get your ass out of here, you fucking," and it was the N-word with the hard ER. This is not the first time he's used that term. It's been in text other times. This is why I say Wes Watson is one of the dumbest dudes I have ever encountered in my life. I've only encountered him through social media, through YouTube, but he is the dumbest dude ever. A multi-millionaire who uses a racial slur during an attack. That's going to be labeled a hate crime. Like, all the money you have and you couldn't, like, that's the victim's phone that recorded you saying that. Wes Watson, when you were in the park at the bench, you had a story, you could have motivated people. But what you did was you created this whole character. See, I know people that know you. I know people that have done time with you. When you were on the streets, you were slinging a little bit of weed. You were making some money. And then you got hooked on your own shit. You got hooked. You picked up a habit and you started losing everything. And that's why you went on that bunk ass deal over 1 pound of weed, and you sold the farm over a pound of weed. You went to the joint and you were quieter than a church house mouse. You would go to the corner and you would work out, and you would find dudes that were just like you, that were just trying to be quiet, do their time and go home. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is, and what the problem I've had is that you did your time like that. And then you came out here and then you rewrote history. You created this whole super convict. You created a whole persona that you never were. And the more money that came in, the deeper you went in on this deep end. You lost your mind. You lost reality. Shout out to Jesse on fire. He just texted me. You started believing that you were as tough as your stories. You started believing that you did the things that you said in your stories. And that's why you're in this situation. You're inviting people to come and get at you. And then when they get at you, you have fucking 4 dudes jump in. That's pussy. That is pussy shit. You told him to pull up and you couldn't get down with them head up. I'm not going to talk about, look at John Bravo, watch the video. He counts out how many strikes, how many kicks, how many people did what. I saw a bunch of pussies. I'm going to keep it real. The dude that had, I think, the black shirt and the white shorts is pussy. You better keep him away from your crew. That dude is a pussy. He's a bigger pussy than you. But in anger, that word came out of you. Take off the rapper chain. Throw him away. Stop trying to put rap music in. The hate that you have came out during that fight. I fought a whole lot of black people, especially when I was in Hawaii. I fought a whole lot of black dudes, and I've never once thought to call them that. But it was natural to you. It's going to hurt you. You're going to lose a lot of money. Then you're going to go to the county jail over there in Florida. And you know what? You've been portraying yourself as Mr. Cali convict. Every state we go to, they want to test us. But as long as we conduct ourselves like men, we go through it, boom, 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 and then there's respect. But you, because of your big mouth, Cali convict, and never going to be a scratch on me, you say. Well, you're about to find out the hard way. Florida ain't going to accept you. That's one of their own people you put hands on. You might get into the county and one of his family members are there. And he might have 4 homies with him this time. You're not a tough guy, Wes. This thing is so far out of your hands now. Like, literally. When I heard it, I was like, oh my. I even said it, and I wish I could post the video. I even said, John, you missed it. This elevates it to a whole nother level. I don't know what the hate crime laws are in Florida. Homie, hang out. You should do a video on this, man. Figure out what the hate crime laws are and what can be applied, because that right there, it's just like for us over here, a lot of the Mexicans and the blacks in California, they hit us with these gang enhancements. And the gang enhancements are usually worse than what we got convicted of. They stretch you out. And unlike over here in California, the prison politics we have over here, Wes, you go to jail in Florida, there ain't no hands-off policy. The whites can't touch you because, they got to go through the homies and the legends and all that. The blacks can't touch you because there's going to be a riot. No. Them states over there, it's every man for themselves. But you never get a scratch on you, Big Mouth. You'll beat them all up. You're going to have all the cell phones and all the dope and everything else like you always did, huh? Except the only guy that co-signed you said all he did was slam some dope with you. He didn't say you had all the cell phones and all the dope. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. You created a scenario where people are really, I'm not, but people are basking in your downfall. There's a lot of people that have been on TikTok and other platforms and said that they paid you a certain amount and they weren't happy with what they got. Karma. You talk about karmic debt all the time. Well, it's coming. It's coming and you're not going to like it. I honestly hope that somehow this thing, you will take a step away from the fucking phone. Take a step away from the camera. Strip off this fake character that you created. Realize what you could be looking at. Go sit in a park somewhere and speak from your heart. Humble yourself. Because if you go do time, you're going to get humbled. You've talked way too much for people not to want you. Check it out. Not to want to find out who you really are. What your heart is really about. Who knows? Maybe you'll get your hands on a weapon. And then you catch a life sentence. You don't want it. This whole scenario was so fucking mind-boggling. To allegedly become a multimillionaire. And another thing, this dude's going to file a civil suit against you, and we're going to find out what your net worth really is, what homes you really own, you don't own any, what cars you really own. We're going to find out all of your assets. You're going to have everybody all in your business. And there's going to be another 1,000 videos made about that. If you lied, which by all accounts, it just seems like that's all you do. But I wasn't expecting that. I'll tell you that. When I put on John Bravo's video, and you guys, make sure you go over to John Bravo and watch that. I wasn't expecting to hear what I heard, especially not from a multimillionaire. You shouldn't have been fighting. You shouldn't have been calling people out. You shouldn't have been inviting people to come and test you out and set you up for a lawsuit. I feel like that's what this whole thing was. He was just going to get paid. Now he's really getting paid. And you're going to go do time, man. That's my video for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out of here.